Okay, we're here. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the big show here, Traveling with Bruce. It is 8 o'clock in the evening Eastern time for Monday, May the 8th, 2023. I can't believe I can't believe how time is just flying by. It's unreal. Welcome one, welcome all to the show from wherever you're watching from. Please say hi to me if you can. Tell me, where are you watching me from? What's your temperature today? What's the price of gas where you live? And don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Give this show a little momentum. Thank you for those of you who are here already and who have already been hitting the thumbs up button as you always do. I thank you so much. We are live for the very first time in our new apartment. Jennifer and I are now no longer officially homeless. We're no longer officially traveling nomads, although our travels aren't done, but we now have a home base to call our own. We are in an apartment building here in Calgary and we're settling in. It's only been Friday that we got here. And let me tell you, folks, we went from everything in storage like this. This is what it looked like in the storage unit. And I'll tell you, it got down to that after about an hour and a half. And then finally, we were down to just this after 2 hours. And then this was the net result of our storage unit when it was all said and done. Empty, empty, empty. I'm so grateful. Then, of course, everything was in the truck at that point. So now, time to get everything off the truck and into the unit. And I sent Jennifer Jr. a photo, my unshaven self from the living room of our new apartment. Look at what I have to deal with now. All the boxes from storage are now in our apartment. We're going to have to deal with that, but we're going to be fine. We've made a few acquisitions already as well. Of course, it's the first thing you do when you get in an apartment. You get new stuff. And so one of the new items we got was this right here. You might notice this is a table that moves up and down electronically so that I can do my work sitting down, or when I do work on my board back here for my stock market channel, I can stand up, lift the table up with the computer and the camera in it and work off of my whiteboard. The chair, I've got a new chair. I'm sitting in a real office chair, very comfortable from Costco. I'm very happy about that. It doesn't make a lot of squeaking sounds. I'm very happy about that. And so the entire second bedroom is my studio here in Calgary for the moment. So I'm very pleased about this big move. Jennifer and I are exhausted. We are physically done for. I am mentally pooped out as well because of the stress of getting into this. We left Palm Desert just 10 days ago, got to Calgary for a few days with some friends, spent a week with our buddies getting ready for this move, then this move, and now here we are. We are tired, but we're grateful. We've had a lot of help from friends, and we hired professional movers to do the heavy lifting. And so now we're just going to take our time here to settle in and get things taken care of. So welcome to Calgary, Alberta, and this will be our home base. We will be traveling from here going forward in the future. And so Traveling with Bruce will actually now get more active as the months go by here and we begin our late summer trip. We're looking to do a European trip for about almost 2 months. And then we're going to do, the plan is to do an Australia, New Zealand winter trip, winter Calgary, summer there, vacay. That has still to be put together, a lot of logistics. We're even thinking about the possibility on this European trip coming up that we may fly from Calgary to New York first and have a meet and greet either in August before we go to Europe, or we're thinking we might do a meet and greet in the New York area on the way back from Europe. Mid-October-ish is sort of we're tossing this around. We've got to talk to Jen about it. We got to look at our calendar. We know nothing at this point. And as soon as we can let you in on our timing and our destinations, then we'll see what we can do about getting together, because I know Jen and I are very eager to visit New York again. It's been a long time for us, but we now have friends in the area that we would love to find a way to have a meet and greet in the New York area, so that we can put the word out to those of you on this channel and to our friends on the other channel, and get a gang together and see just what happens. So that should be a lot of fun. So stand by as we gear up everything now that this particular milestone has been met. The winter is over. Goodbye to Palm Springs, unfortunately. Hello to Calgary. We have the apartment. And now we'll go through the summer and get ready to travel more actively and ramp up this channel with videos of our travel. So there you go. That's the latest from here. Thank you, all of you who have already popped in to say hi here. It's great to have you. We have 19 thumbs ups already. Thank you so much for that. Trying to hit 100 thumbs ups. We did it again last week. I asked you guys if you could please hit the thumbs up button during the show. You did. Then I asked the folks watching our reruns, please hit the thumbs up button on rerun. You did. And we broke the 100 barrier again. We did it again. It's incredible. I thank you all so much for helping us get over 100 thumbs ups. It's just great. YouTube sends viewers our way because they see the interaction between creator and viewers. Sharon, how you doing? Sharon from New Jersey. Early thumbs up number 3 here. She's saying we have a busy evening here, but I wanted to say hi. Welcome to your new place in Calgary. Thank you so very much for thinking about us and getting us a thumbs up. I thank you so much. Ken Kareka. Hi, Bruce and Jen from Janet and Keg. Ken, the temperature in Saginaw, Michigan is 54 degrees with rain is going to be moving in. Gas is $3.40 a gallon. Good evening, all, and we are the number 5 thumbs ups. We got back Friday from Europe on our 14-day transatlantic cruise on the NCL Dawn, New York City to Southampton. We had a great time. We stopped at Halifax, Iceland, Belfast, Dublin, and Le Havre. Absolutely fantastic, guys. I'm so glad it worked out really well for you. Stephen Butler, number 7 on the like button tonight. Gas is $3.36 here. Temperature 83 degrees, but it feels hotter. Sunny skies. Hello to all the other TWB listeners from Northwest Arkansas. What a wonderful day in Arkansas. Marie is in the house. Hello, Marie. Thank you for number 8 thumbs up. Paid for my September Norwegian cruise to Iceland on the Prima today. I'm very excited about this cruise. Fantastic. Jeannie Lavinghouse is in the house with Bill from East Tennessee. Hello, Bruce, and all TWBers. Bill and Jeannie are here for the big show, currently 74 Fahrenheit on our back porch. I will say we were in the 80s. We had 81, 82 here just over the weekend, but we have cooled off today. Right now in Calgary, it is 54 Fahrenheit. The high today, 57. Rainy. We had a good downpour about an hour ago, but I'll tell you, there's no dust in the air. I'll tell you that. Tomorrow, we're going to hit 60. Wednesday, 62. Thursday, 65. And then look out. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, pure sunshine, 74, 77, 78. And next Monday, when I'm on the air with you, 83 is the projected high for us. It's above normal for this time of year. Tuesday, 75 with pure sunshine next week. So we're looking forward to that. I love that warm weather. Stephen Butler, the Royal Caribbean Group has reported a net loss for the first quarter of the year of $47.9 million. That compares with a net loss of $1.2 billion in the prior year quarter. That is coming up from the Royal Bermuda Gazette. Robert Mailot, good evening, all TWBers. Welcome all. Thank you for being here, Robert. Kirk Brunson, YouTube and Facebook channel. He's in the house. Hi there, Bruce. Number 9 thumbs ups tonight. Thank you, pal. Tom Henry. Hello, everybody. Tom, thank you. To Terry Gallant, 16-day retirement cruise booked for October 2024. The clock is ticking. Oh, yes, it is. Donnell, hi again, Bruce, and all TWB fans. I am number 11 from Cork, Ireland. Donnell, thank you, my friend, for being here as always. Terry Gallant, Panama Canal. I should add, says Terry Gallant, that is my retirement cruise, the Panama Canal. Tom Henry, I am number 10 here on that thumbs up meter, Bruce. Ms. M, hi, Bruce, and TWB family. Ms. M, hope you are safe with the fires raging. No problem with fires. They are hundreds of miles away from us. We are wet here, very, very lush, no forest fire conditions anywhere in the area. Calgary is as safe as can be. Lee Shear, hello, Lee. 26 thumbs up today. Boca Raton, it's 80 degrees down here. Gas is 355. Thank you, sir, for your continual and steady support of this channel. Thank you, my friend, for letting me know you're here. Terry Gallant, I'll be in Calgary from May 20 to May 27th. Let me know. We gotta find a Starbucks or something to get together. Marie, where did you move from, Bruce? Well, we have been homeless now since September of 2021. We sold our house in Creston, British Columbia back in August 2021. And in September, we were here and we put all of our worldly possessions that we didn't get rid of. We should have got rid of more, but we didn't, because you find out when you move, the next time you move, you realize I didn't get rid of enough. We put everything in storage in September of 2021, and we have been traveling since then until now without a permanent address. And here we are now in Calgary, which is where we've been numerous times, many, many times. We sort of call this our hometown anyway. And here we are. Tom Henry, what is with Royal Caribbean and all the inventory errors causing overbooking and the need to cancel? This is not rocket science. That's one of my stories tonight. You're ahead of me on this one. Nathan, number 17, thumbs up. Gas is $3.14 a gallon, says Nathan. That's on the low end, $3.54 on the high end for regular gas. The high was 78 in Asheville today. Finally getting warmer. Tom Henry, Terry Gallant, hope all goes well. I thought our 36-day back-to-back on the January 26th was going to be a retirement cruise. Nope, still working. Albeit on cruises a lot these days. Jason Kimmons, good evening, Bruce, from the homestead in Lakeland, Florida. Welcome, Jason. Good evening, Bruce, from Lakeland. Larry Blake, number 24, Bruce. We are number 24 in your thumbs up meter. Thank you guys so much. We have 27 thumbs ups already here, a quarter of the way past to get to our goal of 100 thumbs ups. Thank you all for helping out. I have news today from several sources to fill you in on. And I thought I would get started here with the first piece of news that is a day or two old. Larry says he's waiting for our Greenland cruise is what he's waiting for. The first piece of news has to be from MSC. And you may have heard this story, you may not have heard this story. It's about this ship right here, the MSC Seaside. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe a number of you have been on this ship, including Kirk Brunson. I think Kirk has been on this ship not too long ago. Well, story goes that they had their CDC inspection, and they flunked their health inspection, and apparently it wasn't even close. And this is the shocker. About the Seaside, it wasn't even close. This is virtually close to a brand new ship, a couple of years old only, can hold probably 5,000 passengers. Beautiful reports about it. But the story goes that they got a score of 67 points from the CDC. You need 86 points out of 100 to pass the health inspection. This is not good. The ship is based in Port Canaveral, by the way. Here's a shot of some of the issues. Now, here's the story. The latest inspection, inspectors noted a slew of infractions. Here are some of the violations related to food and beverage storage and preparation. Apparently 10 flies were located in the bar area near the under-counter technical compartments at the Seaside Bar. The cruise lines are not supposed to have any kind of pests anywhere near anything, flies or anything else, not no, you have got there's remedies for that kind of thing. Foods in various parts of the ship were found to be in the temperature danger zone, being stored at warmer temperatures than is safe or allowed. Now, believe me, these people here, these folks here, and the folks here in the buffet, they pride themselves on presenting a real nice presentation for us. They pride themselves on producing top quality foods. They eat the same food we eat, more or less, prepared by a lot of the same people. I mean, they're not in the business of mishandling, but there have been issues here. Handles of self-serve tongs were touching food at the buffet at multiple stations. Baskets of cleaned and sanitized cutlery were stored on top of a portable table that had old food debris on it. Dried food residue from at least a day prior was inside an open seam at the pizza preparation counter. Dried food residue was on the food contact surface of the cleaned plate out for passenger self-serve at a buffet. Old food, soil, and pooled water was left over from the night before, was inside condiment storage inserts below the grills at the Teppanyaki Grill. A crew member was observed cooking and handling raw hamburger meat and then opening the door to a cold storeroom without washing his hands. That's a mega no-no. I mean, that's a no-no in your own life. You do not handle raw hamburger and walk around your house opening doors and opening your refrigerator. That is a mega no-no. This is not good. Other notable violations that they said there was pool depth markers were not prominently located in and around multiple pools. The total number of passengers and crew on board were not the totals listed on the logs. What's going on there? What the heck is that all about? Multiple bathrooms around the ship had soap dispensers that were out of soap. I mean, we're talking 101 stuff here, folks. This is a no-no, a mega no-no on any size cruise ship. I mean, across the board here. Now, cruise lines, did you know they have to pay a fee to get these health inspections from the CDC? Because I guess there's an army of people that come on board these ships. It depends on how large the ship is. So in 2023, smaller than 3,000 registered gross tons, it's $1,495 for a CDC health inspection. This is serious stuff. Now, the MSC Seaside is 154,000 gross tons. That is in the top 10 of all the ships out there. It's way up there. It's a big ship, which means the cost for this ship to have the health inspection to MSC, $23,920. That's the cost to MSC to have the inspection. Okay. With the failing score of 67, this is incredibly low, especially given the fact that it's uncommon for a cruise ship to fail health inspections in the first place. They generally don't ever fail. According to CDC records, 22 other ships have failed since 2017. In any event, what's going to happen now is this ship is going to have to clean up its act, and it will have a surprise inspection the next time around. And if they fail that one, oh, trouble. I can tell you, heads roll at Royal Caribbean, Carnival, at Norwegian. These cruise lines do not tolerate the failing grade for health, because usually it has to do with food preparation or with sanitary issues, bathrooms, public areas, and so on. This is a no-no. This is an absolute cannot ever happen. There is no excuse for it, because on these ships, these crews, these folks here demand absolute perfection. I mean, look how clean that surface area is where these plates are. Look at the plates themselves, spotless. The gentleman here with the chef's hat on there, that individual is likely earning 120 to 150,000 a year as one of the top chefs on board the ship. You are not going to be able to tolerate this kind of stuff. These guys right here, they don't get this job in the buffet area unless they really are on top of their game. Usually, you're brand new, you're undereducated, rookie crew. They're never up there. You and I would never see a first-year employee on a cruise ship. They're down below. They're getting trained for at least a year if it's being run right. The question I have is it possible that MSC has been doing what we've talked about here now for a while? We've talked about this, about how cruise lines are cutting back on staff. They're cutting back on, for example, our room stewards coming to our cabins. They used to come to our cabins at least 3 times a day to keep everything ship shape. Now it's once a day just to make the bedding and maybe change out the towels. We've got issues here that might be spreading apart from just that one instance of cutting back. Is it possible that cruise lines have been cutting back staff down below where we don't see them, in the hygiene area, in the keeping on top of the kitchen cleanliness area? I really wonder what's going on. I don't know. Kirk Brunson, I was on the Seascape. He says, Larry Blake, waiting on a green and cruise. Green on a green and cruise August 15th. Ms. M, 14 thumbs up. Beautiful day in Fraser Valley. Louise, flies or Indian meal moths. These guys arrive with the dry goods. Jason Kimmons, the problem is these cruise lines have slashed their staff to save money, and the ships are packed with customers. How hard can you possibly work these people? Louise, domestic black flies do not sail in general. Ms. M, oh boy, next week forecast into the mid-30s here in the Fraser Valley. Beautiful stuff. Well, like I said, this is one of the stories that's come out here, and for MSC, this is an embarrassment. This is a cruise line that's based out of Europe. They pride themselves on running a real nice operation, and to have the CDC in the U.S. catch them with this kind of a terrible grade. I mean, this is a flunk of flunks. Now they're going to have to pay another $24,000+ to get another inspection done. That has cost, you know how many people have to cruise to pay for this? This is a lot of cruise dollars going out the door here. Not good stuff. All right. Second story, Tom Henry touched on it. What is going on at Royal Caribbean here? This is the fourth time, I think the third or fourth time that this has happened in now 3 months. Now the story is that the Allure of the Seas, so one of the big Oasis ships, they oversold it. The cruise line oversold an Allure cruise that's taking off on May the 14th. That's in 6 days. And it doesn't sound to me like they've oversold 5 or 10 people. We're talking possibly hundreds of cabins, double sold. They're double selling cabins. And then they're discovering it at the last minute with a week to go. You're discovering it with a week to go. People have made their airplane arrangements weeks ago. People reserve airplane tickets. They book time off work. They figure out how to get to the port that they're getting to. I mean, you got to be kidding me. This is from Galveston. So we're talking folks from Houston, Austin, and Dallas who are driving in at the very least. Those from the West and from Denver and elsewhere, they're flying in. You can't have hundreds of cabins, maybe 1,000 passengers oversold. What is going on here? Now, we know what they've been trying to do. They've been trying to offer people compensation. You know, if you want a full refund, we'll give you your money back and we'll give you a free cruise. Or if you accept another ship, we'll give you full credit for this cruise for another time, and we'll give you the other cruise at no extra charge. I mean, they're doing all this stuff, but in the first place, why is this happening? Not on one ship or two. Now 3 different ships have all been overbooked in the last 6-8 weeks. What's going on here? There's something wrong here. And I suspected this right off the get-go when it happened the first time. So many layoffs have been made by the cruise lines on their staff at head office. I'm going to bet you, I'm going out on a limb here, I'm going to bet you that they let go IT people. The folks operating some of those high-end computer systems, they let too many of them go. And they are probably operating on a skeletal staff to cut costs. and mistakes are happening and glitches are popping up, and the key people who are running this entire reservation system, computer system, and everything else, they don't have enough of them. And you can imagine with however number dozens of cruise ships, tens of thousands of employees, maybe 100 plus thousand employees, um, hundreds of thousands of passengers on a monthly basis, millions per year. There are screw ups happening here, and this is happening again and again and again. You got to wonder just what is going on. You'd think they could write a simple code to stop this insanity. I honestly don't know what to make of it. It really is something. Yeah. Now here's something I was really surprised by this. I read this story, and then I sat back and I thought about it. And the more I thought about it, the more disappointed I got. The more disappointing this story really is. It's Norwegian Cruise Lines. The ship is known as the Gem. The Gem is supposed to start a 10-day cruise, if I got my numbers right. It's supposed to start a 10-day cruise May the 12th. That's in 4 days, okay? And the story goes that this cruise has been offered for sale probably for 2 years, because 10-day cruises are not brought up in 3 months notice. They're brought up well in advance. There are likely travel agents around the world who have been notified of this particular cruise, because this cruise is a 10-day cruise that was supposed to start in Venice. Technically, it actually starts in Trieste, Italy, but the ship was supposed to visit Venice. And you can imagine how many people around the world, a bucket list of theirs is to visit Venice one way or the other. And one of the most economical ways of visiting Venice would be to take a cruise. If you have like an 8-hour layover, that would be a fantastic way to get off the ships, explore Venice for a day, and at the end of the day, get back on your ship and slowly head back out. Apparently, with less than a week to go, we find out that Venice is canceled. This ship was supposed to be in Trieste and then Venice and on its way. Now it's spending a night in Trieste. You get on the ship and you don't go anywhere because Venice is out of the question entirely. How many people paid thousands of dollars for cabins? We're talking inside, ocean view, balcony, and suites for the specific purpose of getting Venice in on this trip. This has got to be a real shocker to a lot of folks. And here's what got me upset about it. I understand if you have a technical problem, like you have engine trouble or what have you, but you're 110 miles away. If that's correct, it might even be 110 kilometers away by land to get there. It's not that far. In the past, cruise lines have offered a visit to Venice where they take their tenders and bring them down in Trieste, and the passengers get on the tenders, the lifeboats, and then they boot it across through the water. It takes 90 minutes, an hour and a half each direction to get to Venice and back. The problem is that once you're in the open water of this 90-minute crossing, the water can get very nasty and choppy with winds, and it's not a fun trip at all. And boy, would you feel, I'd be hurling up breakfast. I would not last. There's no way I'd get on a tender for 90 minutes each direction. No, thank you. They're not even offering that. They're not offering a 90-minute tender ride to Venice. They have canceled Venice. You cannot get to Venice with Norwegian. Norwegian is not offering a tour of Venice, even though the ship is going to sit in Trieste for 48 hours. There is no provision to get to Venice with NCL. You want to go to Venice? You got to arrange your own private tour. And guess what? If your tour is late getting back, you might miss your ship on departure day. This is not what people signed up for. This is all extra money. This is all totally miss what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, bait and switch. I mean, this is a bait and switch. You're selling this cruise for 2 years to people, and you're not including Venice in the itinerary. And here's another little ditty for you that also gets me riled up. It's not like Venice told the cruise line last week that, oh no, you can't come in here. Oh no, no. It's been since 2021. The city of Venice has banned large cruise ships since 2021. This is a 2-year-old story. What is Norwegian doing offering this 10-day cruise with Venice? I'm sure, as were pictures of Venice, I'm certain, in brochures for people to get all excited about. You're offering this cruise at top dollar. After all, it's beginning of the season now, to get on a ship to go to Venice when realistically you had to know there's no damn way that ship can go to Venice. And you're not even offering a way to get to Venice. Like, what is going on at Norwegian with this nonsense? This to me is an absolute betrayal to the customer, an absolute betrayal. And you could say they're pulling a fast one, however you want to explain it. But I'm thinking this is not cool. This is really bad. Kevin Chapman, you're competing with Jeopardy Masters tonight, Bruce. Jeopardy Masters, tough choices. Thumbs up number 36. Thank you, my friend. Gorgeous day. 77 today in Central Jersey. 20 days until departure on the Oasis of the Seas for Canada. Right on, Kevin. Get back to Jeopardy. Alan Fielder, Bruce is the man. Thank you, Alan. Appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, I don't understand what's going on with Norwegian on this one. This to me just doesn't smell right. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't feel right at all. All right, here's another one. I don't have good news today. I really don't. I wish I did. I would love to tell you happy stories where we can go stand around the campfire and sing Kumbaya together, holding hands. That's all I want to do, but I can't today. I have to tell you what's going on here. Here's another story, and this one baffles me. Here it is. It's Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean has announced to any passengers that are on the Quantum of the Seas for Alaska cruises this season, just now, this is just being announced really last couple of days. They've announced that they have canceled their stays, their stops in Skagway for the Quantum of the Seas cruise ship. Now, here's the thing. The reason why they can't go to Skagway is because this ship is huge. It's a big, big ship. It's like a Freedom class ship. It's big. They can't bring that ship into the pier because the pier last year was damaged by a rock slide. You remember these stories? We talked about this last summer. So much rain fell in that region of Alaska with all these, these so-called, what do they call those? Atmospheric rivers we've been talking about from the Pacific into the West Coast. Last year, it was Alaska that got hammered, Seattle, Vancouver, Oregon, and then this winter, California got hammered down in Sacramento, San Francisco, Los Angeles, even in Palm Desert. We got lots of rain, cooler temperature. These atmospheric rivers have been causing havoc. Skagway had so much rain coming down that rock slides were taking place above the pier in Skagway, which, if you've not been to Skagway, or if you have been to Skagway, the pier is right against the mountain. I mean, right there. And there's a rail line that comes in that picks up train passengers and takes them in to the inland for some spectacular scenic rides. Are fabulous. That's been shut down since last year. And so the Quantum of the Seas is so huge that it will take hours to get all the passengers off the ship on tenders and put their way into the Skagway area to get them up. There's not enough room at the inn. The smaller ships are using the part of the pier that's open, but avoiding the part of the pier where the rock came down. The rocks came down. Absolutely a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. It's not good. The quantum, here it is right here. This is the quantum of the seas. It is a giant, giant ship with that arm up there and everything. So what have they done? They've said here they're not going to come into Skagway at all. They're not even going to come into Skagway. Here's a view from that pod that's way up in the air there. You can see down what everything looks like from this part. I mean, here's what you're looking at when you're in Alaska. It's gorgeous, isn't it? It's just fantastic. All right, so the story goes that the ship is not going to go to Skagway. They're going to take the ship over to icy Strait Point. That's where the ship's going to go instead of the Skagway spot. The problem is that Skagway is, of course, where the railroad runs from, and Skagway is a city, a town from 1897, the Klondike Gold Rush. It's got a lot of history to it. It's a fun town to go to, and you got this railway ride. If you are mother and father, and you've got 2 kids with you, the railroad ride is the secret to success to visit Skagway. You get the kids off the ship, you walk around town, you get on the train, you take the 3-4 hour train ride, you grab your photos, you've got the incredible mountain scenery, glaciers. It's amazing. And then when you come back, the kids run around town. By the time you get back on the ship, the kids are exhausted. You get them in for a nap, or you go to the pool with them, and then you have dinner, and then they're gone for the night. And mom and dad have all night to enjoy the casino and enjoy whatever, and the kids are sleeping. Now you're going to go to Icy Strait Point, and that is a privately owned port. That is no railway rides there, and you're going to enjoy an interpretive Indian heritage center. More for adults, not for kids, really. I think the kids are going to have a tough time. Not the same. It's just not the same. I'm sure Icy Strait Point is a wonderful place to go. But Skagway, which that the folks at Royal Caribbean, when they were marketing this cruise, just like Norwegian is marketing their cruise to Venice, they're marketing Skagway. They're talking about that railroad ride. That is, they sell a ton of tickets. It's not like Royal Caribbean doesn't want to sell tickets on the railway. They do. They get a real nice commission out of the deal. Problem is that they knew last year the port was damaged. They've had reports all winter long that the pier is not repaired. It's still closed down. It's unsafe for a cruise ship to be beside that pier. They knew that going in. They were selling this cruise the whole time, knowing they couldn't deliver. They could not deliver the Skagway experience. And I call that shady marketing. I really do. I can't blame Skagway for this. This is a geological problem that they're dealing with. It's going to take a while. I don't know what their solutions are. Are they going to dynamite the top of that mountain down and try to get a lot of debris out of there and let it crash into the pier even more? I mean, there's no way to make it go the other direction. It's coming down into the water. This is not good. That pier may be out of commission for years. I don't know if they'll ever use it again. I really don't know what to make of it. But I am surprised that this whole thing here happened. By the way, this is a shot of the Gem that I talked about, the one that was supposed to go to Venice. There's the back of the ship there. It's a great ship. This is what people were looking forward to. Here's a Holland America ship several years ago being brought in through the big canal. There's St. Mark's Square there. This was everything Norwegian was promoting on the Norwegian Gem to their potential passengers, that you would be brought here for the day, romantic, iconic Venice. and it was a scam. It's a complete scam. They're not doing it. They knew they couldn't do it, and yet they're selling cruises on this ship saying that they were going to do this. This is shameful. And the same thing with Royal Caribbean. Why are they pulling a fast one with this ship here? What's up with the quantum of the seas and this nonsense of not going into the port? I'm surprised at that. Oh, and by the way, I did talk about the Allure of the Seas earlier. I forgot to show you these shots. That's the Allure of the Seas, where they've overbooked the cruise. This is a ship that can handle 5,500 passengers here. We know it's an Oasis class ship. We know what these are like. They're huge. But if you're going to overbook this ship to possibly, if they overbooked it by 500 cabins, you're talking up to 1,000 to 1,200 people with kids that are overbooked on this thing. What were they thinking here? What are they doing? How can you sell possibly 5,500 passengers a cruise and then another up to 1,200 more maybe to take this cruise ship? How can you be that far off this ship with your booking? I mean, what's going on at Royal Caribbean? What's going on at Norwegian? What's going on with the Oasis, the Quantum of the Seas? I mean, what's happening here? I got one more. I don't want to bring you these stories, but this is the one. If you stuck around this long, now I'm going to tell you something. I don't want to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this one. I don't want to do it. Pete Hoskins, good day, Bruce and cruisers. It's sunny and cool, 16 this morning here in Sydney. Jason, blow after blow to the cruise industry. All right. Okay, now this one. This is the worst. There's bad, and then there's really bad, and this one is really bad. Now, I am not blaming any cruise line for this story. This is not a cruise line problem, okay? I'm telling you up front that I'm not picking on any cruise ship or any cruise line. That's not the gist of this story. Are you ready for this? Are you sitting down? You're not going to believe this one. This is, I don't know if you've heard this. I don't know if you're aware of this story, but I read this one and I was shocked. All right, here we go. The FBI has arrested an individual who, according to the affidavit and according to the evidence, the FBI was alerted by Royal Caribbean. The ship was Harmony of the Seas, one of the Oasis class ships. This is the ship. This is what the ship looks like right here. Where am I? Pardon me. Oh yeah, it's the size of the Allure. Pardon me. It's this huge. It's this big. Here it is right here. The Harmony of the Seas. The FBI was alerted. The ship had left April the 29th on a cruise. And if I'm not mistaken, it left from Miami and was headed for the Caribbean for 7 days. And on the 30th of April, a passenger was at the back of the ship right here. This is the back of what these ships look like. This is the Symphony of the Seas, but don't worry about that. You see those flow riders at the very top there? That's where you can sort of simulate a surfing experience up there, okay? Then you see the basketball court, you see the mini golf course, and the big slide that goes all the way down to the middle of the ship. Anyway, down up there where those flow riders are, there's also a bar area up there, and there are public washrooms up there where people can change into their swimming suits or out of their swimming suits, and they can get a drink if they want or just hang out and watch the activity. All right. FBI was alerted that a Wi-Fi hidden camera had been installed in one of the bathrooms up there, and that they found a memory card in the camera as well. And upon a passenger had found the camera, they called the security of the ship, called ship security, and the security for Royal Caribbean, Harmony Seas, took a look, found this camera and wires, and they found the memory card, and they inspected it, and they found there were photos. 150 photos were taken with the camera of passengers, including 40 photos of minors, including as young as 5 years of age, in various forms of dress and undress. The FBI was brought on. I think the ship ended up in San Juan, Puerto Rico, I believe. And the FBI came on board and they investigated this. They checked the memory chip, and they found the individual who put the camera on board the ship. And they arrested somebody named Jeremy Froias. Can't pronounce that any better than that. Because they saw this individual. He had installed it, and then he tested it, and then he came back and made more adjustments to the camera in angles, and he was photographed himself holding his own iPhone, verifying the photos that he was taking to get the right angle of naked children, women on board this cruise ship. 150 photographs were discovered. They have arrested him, to say the least. He's being charged with all kinds of stuff. And to say the least, the cruise line is not going to talk about it. They're not going to promote it. They're not going to brag about this arrest. They're not going to highlight the fact that they caught this guy, because the reality is that this creep was able to do it in the first place, that this camera system was set up on board via Wi-Fi. So they're obviously he's using Wi-Fi on the ship to do it. Absolutely disappointing, and the worst imaginable thing. And the FBI is reaching out to passengers on the ship privately to find out if any of these people used this bathroom during the first 2 days of this cruise before the camera was found. Because, of course, they're building a case against this guy. And I mean, oh man, can you imagine being a parent and being notified that the possibility is that your children who were using that bathroom for the Flow Rider ride could have possibly been photographed by some creep out there while they were dressing and undressing into their bathing suits? That is what's going on. I wanted to bring this story to you because you're never going to hear this story from the cruise line. I mean, they're not going to brag about this, and they don't want this story to be known. They want this to be buried and just never brought up ever to anyone. But you just don't know what's going on. A cruise ship is a place that we love to romanticize in our minds as a getaway place. It's the kind of vessel and vacation that people have used through hundreds of years. In the last 30, 40, 50 years, it's been the place to take a wonderful honeymoon for a couple, to get away on a honeymoon cruise, wedding anniversaries. People get proposed to on cruise ships. I mean, gentlemen get on one knee on a cruise ship to their gals and hope they'll accept their hand in marriage. These cruise lines spend so much money to promote these ships for safe family getaway holidays. You're not in downtown wherever. You're on a ship with security, and you have a special key to get into your room. You have kids activities that are set up by the cruise line. You have all these places for the kids to enjoy themselves, for adults to enjoy themselves. You got entertainment. You have great food selection. I mean, it's all there. It can be a very pleasurable, wonderful place to experience a fantastic holiday. The last thing that mothers and fathers have to worry about, or should have to worry about, is it possible that either in the cabin itself or in public bathrooms somewhere, you got some real disturbed individuals setting up cameras to film people going into bathrooms and change rooms through Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi means. I mean, has this gentleman done this before? Is this the first time, or is this the 15th time? Have there been 25 others that have done this over the last 2 years, and this is the first one to get caught? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what to make of this. You really have to wonder just how bad this can be. This is terrible. Paper City Gamer Jeff, thank you so much for supporting this channel. 13 days until cruise day, buddy. Have a great cruise, but check your bathrooms. Cloud 7 Travel, hi Bruce, hope all is well. I'm 30, number 39, thumbs up. Gas is still 137.9 at Costco, which is quite baffling with the oil price dropping lately. I know that feeling too. I can't believe it. Well, folks, there it is. There's my stories for the day, my news highlights for the day. I love bringing out happy time cruise stories, but I also kind of want you to know what's going on out there. And hey, you've got to be on guard at all times, and you just don't know. When you find out that a cruise line like MSC flunks a health test, their health, sorry about that. They flunk a health examination from the CDC. That's disturbing, because you have to wonder, is this a cruise line problem or just a one-off for one ship, one time? That is disturbing. The Seaside for the MSC failing and flunking this CDC inspection, that is not good. Don't want to hear about that. And then Royal Caribbean overselling another ship again, the fourth one in 2 months. I think it's number 4. I think this is the 4th time. You got to wonder what's going on here. Paula Jones, say what? Yeah, you're right on say what. Jason, Carnival's out there just making lots of money and staying out of the press. There you go. You got to wonder. I really don't know. This thing about the Gem and Norwegian and Venice, this is the worst. That is really underhanded, poor communication. Every single passenger on this cruise should have known a year ago that Venice was not on the itinerary. This cruise, I bet you, was being marketed up until a month ago with Venice as front and center, first stop Venice, when it wasn't going to happen. And the cruise line had to know. They had to know. Certainly from a marine perspective, just the captain would know. There's no way we can get our ship in there. They're not letting us in there. No cruise ships are going into Venice. And yet they're marketing this as a starting Venice cruise. This is underhanded. That is really a dirty pool. Paula, glad you are looking out for us. Much appreciated. Tom Henry, except for some brawls, it's all good, Bruce. What can I say? This Alaska thing, as I said, again, I'm not picking on Royal Caribbean, but what can I say? The Ovation, the Quantum of the Seas can't go to Skagway. They're not going to Skagway. That means the Skagway stop has been off limits. This has been off limits since last summer. Everybody knows that in Skagway. They all know it at the railroad. They all know it on Norwegian. They all know it at Princess. They all know it at Holland America. They all know at all the cruise lines that go into Skagway. They all know. And Royal Caribbean knows that the Skagway pier is damaged and you cannot get a large ship in like a Quantum of the Seas. They knew this since last year, and yet they allowed and promoted Skagway as part of the itinerary. That is underhanded. That is dirty pool. That is not right. And who do you think is going to punish these guys? Nobody. These are internationally run cruise lines. No one's going to punish these guys for selling you a bill of goods. There are people out there who are going to be shocked. On board, they're going to find out that they're not going to Skagway. They're going to find out at the last minute. They're going to get to Italy. They're going to arrive at their ship, the Gem, expecting to go to Venice and not go with no time to make advanced make advanced plans, alternate plans. There'll be none of that. This is wrong. This is completely wrong. People are dropping thousands of dollars to be able to go to these places and being told that they're going to these places when in reality, they were never going in the first place. It's not right. What stop is replacing Skagway? The Icy Strait Point, which is more of an Indian interpretive center. No railway ride there. Paula Jones, oh my. Donnell, I would have been very suspicious about Venice. The news was clear. Cruise ships were not welcome in Venice since 2021, if not earlier. And I'm stumped by this. I am completely blown away that these cruise lines, with this knowledge, they have it in hand. They know, and they're pulling this fast one on passengers. I don't think this is right. Can't be sued. Try and sue an international cruise line about a stop that they're not making when at the back of their ticket they can do whatever they want. But mismarketing this, there has to be something there. You got to wonder, but you know what? A lawyer would look at this and say, I need $100,000 retainer, because the lawyers that these cruise lines have, they'll delay this trial for 5 years, and it'll cost $20,000 a year for 5 years to get anywhere with these guys. And there's no guarantee that a judge will see it your way. I honestly don't know. I really don't know. I just think it's a poor way to do business. It's underhanded. It's wrong. Passengers deserve clarity and openness. They're willing to take your money at a moment's notice. At least they should be upfront with what they can provide and what they can't provide. That's only reasonable, in my opinion. It's lying, not mismarketing. It's just out and out lying. And there you go. What can I say, everybody? I'm just reporting it as I see it. I wish I had happy news. I just don't today. I don't have good news about this. It is what it is, and you've got to eat. We have to do our own homework, don't we? We have to do a lot of our own homework, and you really wonder, why would they do that? Why are they being this way? It's not like people don't want to go cruising. Everybody wants to go on cruises. People want to travel this summer, big time travel this summer. So I can't put my handle on it at this moment. Folks, that is the show today. I want to say again, thank you to those of you who've been hitting the thumbs up button for us. So appreciate it. You folks on the reruns, you are the key to success. Please hit the thumbs up button if you're watching on rerun for me. Let me know what number you are. Just send me a little message. I love it when you do that. It just shows, it shows on the video that the comments have come in, and you guys are telling us what number thumbs up you are. Thank you very much for that. It's great. Nikki, we're late, but our thumbs are up. We're here, Bruce. Thank you, Nikki, so much for that. You can catch the show on rerun, of course. I will see you all next week, folks. Paula Jones, this is not good. Many will change their minds. It's very sad. And Donnell, good night all. Almost 2 a.m. here in Ireland. I have a great week, everybody. See you all back here next Monday. Cheers, Bruce. Donnell, you take care, my good friends. Always great that you're here in Cork, Ireland. Thank you, my friend. Love that shirt. I will talk to you soon. See you next week, buddy. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Stay healthy this week, please. Give your loved ones an extra long hug. If you see them this week, you never know when it's the last time. We have 42 thumbs ups coming through here. Thank you so much for these 42 thumbs ups. Keep them coming in, especially those of you watching on the rerun. Help us hit 100 thumbs ups again this week. I do really appreciate it. Tom Henry, goodbye, everybody. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Paper City Gamer. NCL skipped Norfolk on cruises out of New York City this year. Also, Norfolk, I guess, is what you're talking about. You're right, says Jason. These lines are packed with passengers, and a little honesty would go a long way. There you have it. These are the comments coming in. Norfolk it is. Paper City. Paula Jones. Thanks much, Bruce. Thank you all for seeing me to this week again, like you do every week. We'll catch you next week. 45 thumbs ups and counting. Keep them coming in, everybody. Have a wonderful time. We'll see you next Monday right here from Calgary as Jennifer and I get ready for our travels coming up. We'll keep you posted. Pete Hoskins, Thanks, pal. All the best to you and your family. Thank you all so much. The best to all of you. We'll see you next Monday. Bye for now.